So guys, Price Down Mall here. Today I just want to do a quick video on the mods that I have installed on the bike so far. I'm actually going to go through the overall picture of the parts I've done and the things I have done to the bike, and I'm going to end up with an update for the Coober exhaust, the ECU piggyback, and I know I owe you guys a video on that, the fourth one on the series, but I will actually be giving up an update on that. And with that said, I'm just gonna start here real quick. And as you guys can see, I do have the R&G cover for the tank. This, I'm actually somewhat having a bit of an issue because I don't like the way it actually stays here. The glue, it doesn't seem to be the best, but that's one of the upgrades I've done. Okay. Also, I did the protectors for the fairings here. This I actually bought online for about $60. It was not a difficult thing to do, but this I'm actually really happy about it. They're really solid. They stay there quite well. They don't interfere with the gearing or anything, so I'm actually really happy about that. Okay, you guys have seen the quad lock. This I actually put together in pieces. I'm actually a fan of quad lock. I had it on my 890, and I'm actually kind of like a believer in the quad lock brand. It functions really well. I actually bought the damper for the phone here, and I accommodate it. As you can see, it's not in the middle, but it actually serves the purpose. I'm not super fantastically delighted with where it is, but it actually works okay for me right now. So I would say it's an okay piece to have. This one actually has like 3 pieces. I bought this and then this and then that. So these are like several pieces I had to do. I paid almost $70 for that adaptation I made. So that's another one of the upgrades I did. Okay. Now, another part I did was the TYGA seat eliminator for the passenger. Okay, this one is a carbon fiber one. They are kind of pricey. They're about $150. This is a custom piece I bought at the same time I bought the TYGA spool protectors there for the front and the rear. As you can see, I got them both in the front right there. I bought those from Formula 390. Okay, all those pieces together. The spoolers. These were from eBay, actually from Amazon, for the to be able to lift the bike and check the chain and rotate the tire and stuff like that. So for being able to mount it up in a straight. I haven't done anything with the sprockets, but as you can see, there's the other spooler here. So other than that, I did the tidy, as you can see here, and I routed everything properly. Okay, now this piece, it's also a TYGA I bought from Formula 390. Okay, as you can see, I also have the R&G exhaust mount. This piece right here, kind of pricey also, but super sturdy. I love it, the R&G. Okay, I bought the exhaust, so I got the exhaust, the Akrapovic slip-on, which works fantastically well. And I did the mod to this one, so it doesn't have the baffle. It sounds quite amazing. I have the mod on it, and there's a video that I have for that. Okay. Other than that, let me see. Okay, also I installed the lever protectors. These are the KTM brand. I paid almost $90 for these. I'm not 100% sold on these. They're pretty pricey for what they are. This is not metal. I thought it was metal, so I couldn't say I recommend it. If it was metal, I guess it can, if you were to fall or something, this will bend. If it doesn't snap, it will hold your brake. I don't know, but I think the plastic is because they're supposed to snap or bend. I have no idea, or I don't know, break. I don't know, but I'm not completely sold on that. This piece is aluminum, but this part right here is plastic. That's another one of the mods I've done now so far. And then now for the, let me see, I haven't done really anything else to the bike. As you can see, I mean, I like the way the bike looks. It rides pretty amazing as far as I can push it. Today I was testing the Coober, um, and I took it to 10,000 RPM. So I know that the Coober is supposed to take it up to 11. I didn't take it up to 11, but I know I will reach that, and I'm gonna do an update. I'm gonna do a separate video on that, but just to give you guys an update, okay, I do have an engine light on the Coober ECU, which actually sits under the seat. Okay, I did the wiring, but the main unit sits under the seat. And this engine light here is just something that has not gone away. All right, so just to talk a little bit about that, I spoke to Coober and they sent me a new unit. Okay, so a different unit. It looks like they may have updated the firmware compared to the one that I got previously when I bought it in December. They sent me one like a week ago. So now we're in May. So 5 months later, here I am. I got a new unit. Now this unit, the difference is, I believe, is the firmware. If they did anything to it. But one thing that I've noticed is that it's actually acting a little different than the original. Okay, it's a little bit more snappy. The throttle has a little bit better response. Okay, and one thing I did that's different, which I actually have done to both units, okay, to the first one and to this one now, I just unplugged the O2 sensor, okay, which would still give me the engine light, but the difference is that when I had the O2 sensor on the system, okay, which actually plugs in like behind here somewhere, I actually put the cables out, and as you can see, I disconnected it, okay, it's just floating there for now. The main difference is that the ECU, the KTM ECU, the original, okay, it's actually not interfering because it doesn't want to compete with the Coober, okay? That is just my interpretation of what's going on, all right? A week and a half ago, I tried to go past the 10,000 RPM mark, and it would not allow me to go past 9,000, okay? And nothing that I did was making me able to go past 9,000 RPM. Doesn't matter how fast, which gear, nothing. Okay, and now removing the O2 sensor from this whole madness of wires, okay, by unplugging it, it basically today, when I'm testing it, now it's allowing me to go past 9,000. It hit 10,000 and it looks like it was going to continue to the 11,000 RPM if I would have kept going, okay? So it did not limit, by unplugging the O2 sensor, the bike, the motorcycle is not limited anymore, but you have to unplug the O2 sensor, okay? So I'm gonna leave it that way. So now after that, I'm actually using 89 octane on the motorcycle. I'm gonna go back to 91, okay, which I was using previously, but I'm gonna leave the O2 sensor unplugged, and I'm actually gonna come up with a fix to get rid of the engine light from the ECU. Okay, I've already purchased some connectors, and I have a circuit that I'm working on to be able to create a voltage divider with a resonant, with an RC circuit that will simulate somewhat or completely the O2 sensor. Okay, and then that should in turn get rid of the engine light. Okay, that is a not proven circuit because nobody really has worked on anything like that. I think the previous years of the RC have some form of device that you could buy, which is like a simulator, some form of simulator that you could buy. It's just a small chip. It costs like $30. I think you could buy it on eBay or the web, in Amazon, whatever. But for this particular year and above, from 20 to 23 and above, it doesn't exist. Okay, I don't know if they changed anything on the firmware or what. I have also purchased the cable for the data, for the conversion to do the 6-pin to the ODB plug that will connect to a diagnostic tool. That way I can see what's going on as far as the voltages, the frequency, the graph, that whole thing that's coming out of the, or in the signal of the O2 sensor. So that would actually help me to create the circuit I need, whether I use a 555 timer to create an oscillator, to get rid of the signal without having the ECU shooting some random code, that way it interferes with the Coober. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know how is that going to be changing anything. But I'm actually trying to work in conjunction with Coober to be able to sort this out properly without damaging the motorcycle. Also meeting their parameters, which is also unlocking the 11,000 RPM range on this motorcycle, which obviously was not allowing me because the O2 sensor was plugged in. But with that said, the bike seems to be running amazing right now without the O2 sensor. So if you were to buy the Coober setup, which in my case is not just the piggyback, okay? I bought the header, which is eliminating the catalytic converter. Okay, I wish that you guys could see it, but yeah, you guys can see it there. That is not the original. That is what came from Coober. I bought the entire setup. It cost me about close to $900. Okay, there was the all of the cable management, the piggyback, the header, okay, and basically that was it. Everything else I reused, okay, and the only thing I had to remove was the original exhaust, and I left this can. This can is got to stay there, okay, for back pressure. Okay, there has to be some back pressure considering it has no catalytic converter. Okay, other than that, the motorcycle is running amazing. The engine light is still there, but I can tell the difference in power. Even though I could tell before with the O2 sensor plugged in, but now it's completely, it doesn't have the limit anymore from the ECU, from the KTM ECU. So now the Coober is doing all the work with all of the fuel it needs. There's no limitation. The actual KTM ECU, considering it has no O2 sensor, it has gone to the default mapping, which now the Coober can use to either select that map or the performance map, which is programmed into the piggyback. Okay, so other than that, that's basically my update. Thank you guys for being so patient, and that should be it. Okay, wait for the update on the engine light that I will fix once I get my circuit completed and proven, and I know that it's working properly and the RPM stays unlocked. And at that point I'll create a video, which I'm thinking I'm going to be doing in the next 2 or 3 weeks anyway, possibly the beginning of the summer, and I will get that result for you guys and go from there. Okay, other than that, I appreciate that you guys subscribe and watch my videos, and I appreciate you guys as subscribers. Okay, thanks so much, and until the next one.